everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Heck Creative. Today we're going over Obadiah Stane and the Iron Monger. Let's get to it. So here's Obadiah Stane. He is a great looking figure. I love this a lot, mostly because it's Jeff Bridges. Finally, we get him in the action figure form that I love. Not as much as the dude himself, the dude abides, but I just love this a lot. Man, wow, this is great. He looks really, really good in this form. Getting a little bit more light on him. And focusing the camera. There we go. It looks great. It's Jeff Bridges. He has the beard. He has his bald head over here. The eyes look very Jeff-like. It's just awesome. I'm really glad to have this guy a lot. Even if Ironmonger weren't in the packaging, I would certainly pick this guy up. His tie looks really nice. The pinstripes look really good in his suit. It's a reuse of the old Nick Fury body, down to those little holsters in there for guns, but I wouldn't put it past Obadiah to have some guns in his person, because he does a lot of shady deals, getting that shade on, with those terrorists and stuff. And this is within reach of 9/11, so I see it could, have that going. I think the Iraq War was still going on in 2008 or so. But yeah, great likeness, great body sculpt. It's a little bit heftier body than what we're used to, but I think some reuse of a couple parts here and there. Comparing him to Tony himself, I would find it to just be, I think a lot of it's different. It's a little chunkier body. I think it's the same jacket, maybe a little bit bigger. It looks bigger in a way, put them side by side. Yeah, it's just a different body altogether. I'm glad we're having more suited bodies, which is really nice. I'm happy about that. Again, loving this tie, loving everything about this guy. Looks really cool. I give this a 9 out of 10. But also, yeah, just 9 out of 10. Yeah, there isn't really anything much to say about the paint and sculpt, outside of the fact it just looks really nice. So yeah, good job, Hasbro, and good job, Jeff Bridges. Articulation is pretty simple with this guy. It's similar to Tony Stark. Goes up and down very smoothly, I might add. A little bit of tilt here and there. Up, down, all the way around. Up with both. Pretty good. All the way around. Nice. He has a ring on his finger, by the way. Forgot to mention that. It's pretty neat. This hand's meant for gripping stuff. This is for gripping the suitcase. This is for gripping the arc reactor he comes with, but I'm going to get it myself. Down, back all the way. Swivel. Out, and back, swivel at the top, down, up, pivot, peg holes in the front. That's interesting, not in the heel, but in the toe itself. So that works out pretty well. He also has ankle swivel, which I forgot to mention, which really just puts him over the top. It's just awesome how this guy can articulate. This is a very nice looking figure. He articulates really well. I'm just very happy about this guy. But he also comes with some stuff. A suitcase we've seen before from Prowler. At least for Stiltman, it's an empty suitcase. It comes in black though. It's pretty nice. Arc reactor looks really good. Very arc reactor-y when he pries it from Tony's chest at the end of the movie. You can't put the arc reactor in the suitcase, which is kind of a shame. But you can kind of have it just sitting here, rattling around, getting damaged, or whatever, But yeah, those are his two accessories. They're pretty good as far as everything goes. I like that a lot. He can hold the arc reactor in his hand, kind of palm it a little bit. You can't really, grip it that well. It just falls out pretty easily. The suitcase, on the other hand, easily goes in this hand right here. That's pretty neat. It just fits pretty well, You can even maybe put the arc reactor in this hand, sort of slip it around his finger a little bit. That works too. But he can't. Maybe you can hold the suitcase if you kind of grip it right. Yeah, you can kind of dangle it. So yeah, it's very versatile, this guy. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I wish he came with some other hands, but in the case of having these guns back here, you can certainly give him a weapon. He has a trigger finger after all, and that works out really nicely. So yeah, great figure. Great accessories, great articulation. Obadiah Stane stands at a little over 6 inches tall. Here's Obadiah Stane next to Tony Stark from Iron Man 2, I guess, but I already compared the other one. They look good together, the bigger Obadiah Stane versus the smaller Tony Stark. It also fits in a different thing I'm going to show in a second. And also here's Jesse at Creative. Whatever you brought in that briefcase was far out, man. Hey, 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 what if we're all just scraps in a cave, man? Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. This is the Iron Monger. It is a 1-to-1 screen to figure for me. Oh man, super duper duper awesome. Look at this thing. It's just, it's all gray, it's shiny, it's silvery, it's really, really cool. It has like little subtle hints of different kind of gray. We did bluish gray right here, then a more gray right here, silvery gray right here. That's really nice. We have this kind of, like the arc reactor is all white inside his little plastic casing, little clear glass casing. That's pretty neat. We have a little bit of color over here. Some wrist rockets. They don't fire, which is kind of a shame. And we have these nice little sort of shielded parts for like little armor right over here. That's really awesome. We have some like gun feed right here for some bullets. You have this really nice like rivets, and there's just I love this so much. Oh man, robots are cool. They're always cool. He has these nice like man, and then the hands are really cool. You know, they have little hinges and everything on them so they can move and whatever. This is just super neat. This is not meant to be a 1-to-1 scale thing, by the way. There's a guy in here like a human head. The legs go down to here or something. The arms are controlling from inside. But yeah, this is just awesome. I love this a lot. I didn't even go over the face profile yet. It's just Ironmonger right there. It's really nice. There's a little sort of like, marbling right over here, but I'll take what I can get. Again, these figures are only out for a limited amount of time, and then they leave, and then they're just $1 billion on the aftermarket. He does a lot of marbling, which I gotta say, people are kind of about that. I'm like, whatever. It adds a little texture, adds a little flavor, a little bit of whatever. On the face, I'd rather it not be, but on the body, I'm okay with, But yeah, this is a straight up like 10 out of 10 almost. Just maybe 9 out of 10, 9.5. Yeah, this is just amazing. I love this guy a lot. He looks really cool, and he's huge. So, props, Hasbro. So articulation, let's go over that. His head moves around on a little ball, side to side, up and down. Not too much. You don't really need to, other than like this. You can look down on people, look up a little bit. Wish you had a tiny bit more. That'd be great. Goes up over here, all the way around. This thing is stupid, by the way. I just gotta say how it's articulated. This thing swivels around. It can swivel up and down and then around. But it doesn't really want to conform to the body unless you sort of over push it, which might be straining the piece right there. But it goes up all the way around. Okay, you can't go all the way around because it's attached to this hose in the back. So that's kind of weird. You have to really like articulate this guy in a way that would conform to these hoses. You can't pull him all the way out. Otherwise, now it's a pain. So I forgot how bad the articulation was in regards to these hoses. So you gotta really kind of like bend them into natural shapes in order to get it back to how you want it. But that's frustrating to me. Yeah, so moving his arms is kind of a no-no. I wish it didn't have this. I wish it was like a suggestion. Like there's a piece going up to here, or at least clamping around to here. But no, they had to have it actually connect to his arms, so you can't really get him to do some good posing. You could have this go all the way out, or something. I don't know. It just bothers me how this was done in that way. Yeah, and these pistons should probably attach to here, but I don't know. I like it when it's a better action figure than it is, like, looking like the character in the film. I appreciate how much they put effort-wise into looking like the character from the film. When it comes to articulation, it just kind of falters a little bit, so you can only move it as far as you want this to go. So that's my little spiel about that. Elbow goes up this far, back a little bit farther. It's a robot, so whatever, Torso goes around this far, down, crunch, up, crunch, side to side, crunch. Here you get the leg going up, going down. Can't go out that far, can go in a little bit. Yeah. Single joint knee. Single joint elbow, by the way. No swivel down here. You get kind of a pivot. It's more forward than straight down. Goes down, goes up. It's almost like a hoof, this foot. It has to, support so much weight. I understand where they're coming from with this. I'm wondering if this is backwards, but it isn't backwards because they wouldn't pose it backwards in the actual thing. 2 pickles at the bottom of the feet. It is a... Oh, man. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. The whole figure. Oh, right. Accessories. He comes with a couple things that I don't really care about all that much. Let's just go over them real quick. He comes with alternate hands. The wrists go up and down on both. So that's fine. He comes with a grabby hand and fisted hands. That's normal usually for these figures. He comes with this thing. This little like rocket little thing you put over here that clamps onto this or on this side. But it doesn't clamp that well, and I just discard it. I don't need it. Nothing really that cool. He also has this cannon right over here. Now, you can make it like it just fired, or you can add the sort of this little bullet piece with all the bullets flying out. That's really neat. I love that. Very nice touch. Very good sculpt. The sculpting of this figure is amazing. The articulation just leaves something to be desired a little bit, But you can also have it be smoking. You can also have it be smoking and firing at the same time, which is really cool. If you angle it correctly, make it look like it's like smoking. That's really cool. But I like that attention to detail where you can have it be firing or firing and smoking or just smoking. There's a lot of stuff you can, add to this figure. Taking the arm out and putting in the other, or taking the hand out at least, putting the other hand. It's simple. Make it swirl this around and have it look like he's like firing something from his hand, kind of. That's a pretty neat sort of pose you could put him in if you want. Yeah, it's a really nice figure. Good accessories. Honestly, I'd pick up the 2-pack. It's amazing if you could find it. But yeah, it's a really good figure. Well, really good accessories. Obadiah Stane, Iron Monger. Where are you going to go wrong with this? It's a great villain. And it spawned the meme of evil robot Jeff Bridges. So, yeah, pick it up. Iron Monger stands at about 9 inches tall. Wow. Here's Iron Monger next to Obadiah Stane and Iron Man Mark III, and they all scale really well. Iron Monger is a formidable foe for Iron Man, so this is really cool how they stack up together. And also here's Jesse at Creative. All I said was that your son was a bad action figure. Please don't hurt me. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Heck Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jesseheckcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned. Getting dinner ready for the wife and kids.